Hey everybody, what's going on? Today we are going to take a look at the rune packs, or the results of buying runes. We're going to find out how good of an idea it is to buy runes. This is obviously a very small sample size. This is ultimately meant to be a cautionary tale. I think, generally speaking, unless you are just wailing out of control, I think buying runes is a really big gamble. It can pay off very heavily, but it can also be a real big nothing. You know what I mean? And it's like buying scrolls, you might get nothing, but at least you got a lot of food or skill ups or other things. Buying runes, it's either going to be useful or it's going to be complete garbage. You know what I mean? It's going to do nothing for you. You get a little bit of mana for selling them, but it can go really wrong. So it's a big gamble. If you are a low spender, it's a very risky roll. So this is ultimately kind of meant to be that. We're going to do it live and see what we get, how they roll, and see how many of the 30 runes that we've purchased are usable runes for us, okay? So we've got 15 violent and 15 will here. So we're going to just go through, we're going to roll them as we get them and kind of keep track. Let me actually, I'm going to open up a little document. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see it, but I'm going to keep track over here of how many we keep and how many we sell. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We'll start with the violent runes. And again, we're gonna roll them together. So, all right. So slot 1, 3, and 5 is always probably, you have better chances of it being usable. Worst case scenario, you can hit it with a reappraisal. You know what I mean? The only thing we really don't want to see a lot is speed as an innate stat, because then there's nothing we can do about it. It can never have more speed than it has. So here we've got a minimum speed roll, attack, and defense with an HP innate. This could potentially be a good khaki rune, actually. So let's just take it to 12 and see what it does. We're going to be here for a little bit rolling these runes. So of course we hit flat defense first, because that's the way it goes. I would love one good speed roll here would be really nice. This is a keeper though, so we'll go ahead and take it as a keeper. So, all right, we've hit attack, we've hit everything now except speed, which again is probably a fairly standard experience. One good 6 roll here on speed would be ideal. And we got it. How about that? So that's, that's not a bad rune. There's work to be done with this rune. I think it's probably a good khaki rune. Attack, defense, and speed with a little bit of innate HP. Not a bad rune. Not a bad way to kick this off, actually. So let's keep it going. All right, flat HP slot 2. It is an unusable rune, and that's really unfortunate because the subs are nice. It's got a maxed out accuracy innate stat, but it is a garbage rune, so we're gonna pick it up there. Unfortunate. Slot 6, flat defense. Again, pretty decent accuracy. Innate accuracy is a great innate stat, but it is a flat stat rune, so we're gonna take that as well. HP percentage slot 6 with a crit damage innate stat. We've got attack and defense in the subs. The subs I'm not in love with, but it is worth a reappraisal, perhaps. You know, we might hit that with a reappraisal at some point. So I'm not going to bother rolling it right now, but it is a keeper. So let's put it there. All right, slot 3, crit rate innate, accuracy, resistance, crit damage, HP. Not bad. It's a keeper. You know what I mean? I'll keep it. I'm probably not going to bother rolling it. I'm only going to roll the ones that are interesting to me right now. I'm not going to roll every rune in this because we'll be here for 3 hours waiting on these runes to roll. Slot 1, attack with an innate speed. This is what I was talking about we don't want to see a lot of. Occasionally it's okay. Sometimes it's fine. We're not always looking for maximum speed. So it is a keeper, but I would like to see another innate stat there. Another slot 3 with another innate speed. Maybe I shouldn't have said it out loud. HP, resistance, and defense, though, not bad substats. They all are pretty cohesive. What's the word I'm looking for here? Maybe cohesive. Not bad. Not bad. Again, I don't love the speed innate. If these could have been swapped, I'd be pretty into that. But either way, it's a keeper. Slot 1, crit rate innate with crit damage and speed and HP. Let's power this one up and see how we're going to go. We'll go to 9 and see if anything interesting happens. We are going to mark it as a keeper. Crit damage, fine. I would love to be all over the crit damage and speed. Flat HP is obviously the one we want to see the least of. If we get speed here, we'll take it to 12. If we don't, we'll probably just leave it at 9. We'll leave it at 9 for now. It's a keeper. Nothing amazing, but it's usable. You know what I mean? I reckon it's usable. Slot 3, I'm enjoying seeing all the slot 3, and we do have speed here. So let's go ahead and see if we can make anything happen with this speed. I would love to get a good triple. A good triple speed out of this deal would be nice. We're gonna mark it as a keeper though. So we're currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're 9 runes in, and we've only had to sell 2, which actually is not awful. We are dodging speed roll. Well, we got a speed roll on that other rune. Not as many speed rolls as I'd like to see, but it's okay. Another slot 1, accuracy innate. Not bad, not bad. That's a keeper as well. Mark that as a keeper. Slot 6 defense with speed innate. That's like the 4th rune, the 3rd or 4th rune we've got speed innate. But again, not bad, not terrible substats. It's workable. There's work to be done with that rune. Slot 5 resistance. We'll keep it. Slot 4 HP, crit damage innate with a speed sub. The rest of the speeds are absolute trash, but maybe it won't matter. Maybe we quad roll speed here and craft the rest of the rune. You know what I mean? Change the rune. So we got flat attack there. It's actually a maximum speed. Hits flat attack again. We're doubling up. We're just not doubling up on the right stat. You couldn't have done that on speed. You couldn't have done that on speed. It is still a keeper, but really aggravating to watch us hit a triple when there's a speed sub sitting right there that we could have tripled on. Crit rate slot 4 with more speed. We are going to power it up. I'm struggling these days with crit rate slot 4. I feel like at a certain point, I don't really know what I'm going to do with crit rate slot 4. That's the 4th flat attack in a row that we've hit. So we're dodging speed rolls real heavy here. I guess I'm going to keep this rune. I guess I'm going to keep it. I don't really know what to do with it though. If anyone's got any ideas, if anyone's using slot 4 crit rate later in the game on anyone, let me know. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. I feel like in most cases I would just want crit damage, but... Oh, come on. Just level up. Where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this next rune should be our last rune. We got a speed roll. And slot 3, maxed out accuracy, innate stat, defense, HP, and resistance. Not a bad rune, actually. Not a bad rune. Until we quad roll flat HP. Okay, so we only had to sell 2 of those. We got a small handful that I think have a lot of potential to be really solid runes. Better than I expected overall. No mind-blowing rolls or anything, but better than I expected. I expected to have to sell more than 2 of those runes. So, okay. Let's move on to the will runes now. We're really hoping for some good speed on the will runes. Let's get this started and see what happens. It's gonna be a keeper though. Flat HP. You know we love a flat stat roll. You know we do. We all do. We all love a good flat stat roll. There's a speed roll. Can we hit it? Two more. So best case scenario, 22 speed here, which is not bad, especially for me right now. I don't have a ton of speed on my runes, and I need more speed on my runes, especially now that I've got Oliver. I could use some good speedy will runes. Crit damage. Okay. Anyway, it's a keeper. Resistance slot 6 is a tough call for me. I know that I'm gonna want to build resistance. I know that I want it. I just don't know. I feel like almost like I was saying about crit rate. I almost feel like it's something I would look for in my subs. I don't know how often I'm going to be dedicating a slot 6 to resistance. But situationally, it could definitely happen. You know what I mean? I could have some really good HP percentage substats in the rest of the runes and just take care of most of my resistance here. So it's a keeper. We'll keep it around for now. Not a mind-blowing rune. All right, there's another cell. It's a flat stat. Nothing to be done with that. Double check. Yeah, there's no speed or anything. Not worth it. Crit damage with a crit rate innate. HP percentage, speed, and defense. This could be a pretty interesting rune, actually. Would love to see crit rate down here so we could potentially hit it once or twice in the rolls. But either way, lots of potential here. And we're just gonna hit that flat stat. It's just going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. All right, so avoided the speed rolls again, but it is a keeper, so let's mark it in the keep tab. Slot 1, crit damage innate with crit rate. I do want to see if we touch that crit rate. I don't really care for the rest of the subs a ton, but let's just see what happens at +6. And it'll be a keeper because if anything, we reappraise it. Did we hit flat HP? No, we hit resistance. There's the flat HP. All right, moving on. Slot 5, defense innate. Not a bad rune. Not gonna bother rolling it, but it's not a bad rune. Ooh, speed and accuracy and HP and resistance. This one is I like this one. I like this one a lot. This one is exciting. Let's just commit to taking it to 12 and see what happens. I would love some speed and accuracy here. Okay, so we got a +5. It's a medium roll on speed. We like to get the speed roll early, hit a little resistance. Don't love it, but it's fine. This is a rune that's probably gonna have a lot of people that can use it. Ugly minimum roll, I think, on accuracy. We don't love that. Give me one more speed. Give me 17 speed. I'd much rather grind HP. Come on. Accuracy, okay. I mean, could have gone better. We can grind that speed up a little bit if we decide we want to. Not terrible. Definitely keepable, definitely usable. So, not too bad. Another one with a decent amount of potential here. Let's take it to 6. If we hit speed once on our way to 6, we'll go further. It's a keeper though. Flat attack, because of course. Attack. I feel like every time there is speed and flat attack, it is guaranteed we hit flat attack. That seems to be the trend. The wheel runes are hurting a little bit because there's so much potential in them. And I feel like we're not really hitting it. Accuracy. We'll keep an accuracy. Again, kind of the same thing with resistance. It's like maybe situationally we find some use for it. I do wish it had some speed on it, but we'll keep it around. There we go. That's nice. And it's got accuracy on it. This could be a great Oliver rune in theory. I mean, a decent Oliver rune for me right now. Not a great rune overall. Ultimately later in the game, but like for now. And it's a slot 2 speed wheel rune, so if I ever wanted the reappraiser to do something with it, it's here. I've got it now, you know what I mean? Double accuracy. Can we get to triple? We're minimum rolling our way to victory, which is kind of unfortunate. That's literally as low an accuracy substat as it could be for the rolls it has. But it's there, so it is what it is. We've still only had to sell 3 runes so far. That is very surprising. Okay, I mean, there's a little bit of accuracy there. It's not terrible. It's a speed run. Yet again, good innate. I like accuracy and resistance as innate. And we've got some speed potential here. Let's see. Let's see if we can realize it. Minimum roll, but it's speed, so we'll take it. Let's go to 9, see if we can hit speed one more time. If we hit 6 here, that's 15. Best case scenario, this gets to 21 speed. Worst case, it gets to, I mean, I guess worst case, it stays at 9. Worst case, double speed roll is 17 speed, which is still okay for me right now. But not going to happen, so either way. Keepable, it's fine. Not a bad candidate for a reappraisal at some point, maybe. We got the good accuracy innate, so. Crit rate, accuracy, attack, and crit damage. That's not a bad rune, actually. I'm kind of curious how this one's going to roll. That's not a bad rune. I feel like it can't really do anything. It can't really roll poorly. This is a nice rune in that regard. I don't really care what this rune does. I like it. I mean, I guess it could minimum roll across the board, and that wouldn't be ideal. But yeah, that's not bad. I don't have a problem with that rune. Flat HP slot 6 is another sell. Slot 1, resistance, accuracy, crit rate, and attack. Kind of the same situation as the other rune, minus the resistance, which we can get rid of, assuming we don't triple roll into it, which we're off to a good start in that regard. Either way, it's a keepable rune. And sometimes having a little resistance on your attackers isn't the end of the world, I reckon. Double crit rate, not bad. Keepable for sure. Flat defense slot 4, that is a sell. And that is it. So we sold 5 runes out of 30. I expected to sell more. I really did expect to sell more. I don't think we got any crazy runes, but what we did do is add quite a few runes to the inventory that we can work with, right? We can gem and grind them. There's probably going to be some pretty good candidates for reappraisal stones in there. We've got more to work with. We got a good will slot 2 speed. So it wasn't a total bust, but you can gauge, because I feel like this is probably going to be a relatively average experience, give or take a few. You might if you buy runes on a regular basis, you might have a really bad run one time and a really good run next. I think ultimately it'll probably average out. I feel like this was probably on the better side of purchasing rune packs. We only had to sell 5 out of 30. And again, we got some decent runes in here. Nothing that blows my mind, but we hit some pretty decent runes in here. Got a couple of pretty decent rolls, and again, we've got some good candidates for reappraisals and things like that in the future. So there you go. You can do with this information what you will. If you've been wondering about buying runes or what kinds of things to spend money on in the game, you get to see this in action, and you can decide how it makes you feel about the idea of spending runes and act accordingly. So that's it. I hope it was interesting or fun, if nothing else. And that's it. I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see you. Oh, if you've bought runes before, share your experience in the comments. I'd be interested to hear if you've ever gotten a crazy rune, or if you've bought them a few times and it's always been garbage. I'd be interested in hearing you guys' experience with buying runes. So now I'm getting out of here. Appreciate y'all. Later.